Welcome, everyone. If we have not met, my name is Toni Camacho, and I absolutely love supporting people who are motivated to learn the importance of mindfulness and meditation. I'm motivated to help you gain clarity, understanding, and calmness, and also to open your mind to the amazing benefits of mindfulness. I am a holistic health practitioner, herbalist, Reiki master, success and law attraction coach, and doctor of psychology, specializing in Tibetan Buddhist psychology. If you have any questions during our time together, please feel free to post them and I will do my best to respond promptly. For now, I am going to stop the video area where I'm at. That way I don't distract you with my hand movements and my head movement and I don't want to keep your attention from the screen. But I'll be right here. And so if you need something, just post it on the comments below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And if you're listening to the replay, just keep posting those comments and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So before we get started, I have a question for you. On a scale from 1 to 10, where 10 represents mindful and 1 represents stress and suffering, where are you now? And where do you want to be? Take a few seconds right now and be mindful about it. My promise to you during this time is that I will share why mindfulness is important to me. I will deliver a strategy to help you become more mindful and answer all your questions. And I also will give you a gift just for showing up. But my ultimate promise is to help you become more mindful. I've been practicing mindfulness and meditations for over 20 years, and I've been teaching it for about 15 years in private settings with my clients and also in a class setting. Here's what one of my clients had to say. Toni's terrific. Toni talked to me for an extended period of time to find out my history and my needs. It was so unexpected to have someone really take the time to figure out how she can help you, Liz. So just like Liz, I wanna help you, and I want you to, at the end of the session, to have a clear understanding about what mindfulness is and to give you all the resources you need to get your mindfulness and meditation practice going. So let's get started. What is mindfulness? The practice of mindfulness is simply being aware of what is happening right now. Mindfulness in theory is extremely straightforward. Simply put, it is the practice of being fully present, fully aware, and fully able to engage in one's current situation or environment. Why then is it so elusive? So many of us are accustomed to overstimulation from the outside world, things directing our attention away from what is happening right now. The more time we spend in our heads thinking about things that aren't happening right in front of us, things that are already happening and haven't happened, the less time we have to be mindful. Have you ever heard the phrase, be here now, in relation to mindfulness and meditation? That's because encouraging our minds to be here right now is essentially what mindfulness promotes. Think about it. If you're constantly preoccupied with worry about something that happened in the past, and keep in mind, the past in this case can mean anything up to several minutes ago, are you truly focusing all your attention in the here and now? The same goes for the future. Over anticipation of an event, day, or any time which is separate from what's happening right now is ultimately irrelevant to the present moment, and it will not and cannot affect your present situation. This is the base of and the base skill that mindfulness teaches, letting go of the past and future. Not holding on to past emotions or events is a huge part of what we learn in mindfulness. The importance of letting go of previous experiences and feelings is vital, especially if we truly want to live in the now and glean the maximum potential from our current situation. As countless mindfulness experts have declared, thoughts are not facts. And so we need to stop thinking that they are. So many of us have wrongfully believed something you told yourself without factual validation or foundation, and you end up in a ball of nerves and anxiety over something that you don't even know if it's true. Letting go can be a very difficult skill to master, as our minds are particularly good at convincing us that a thing has been let go of, when in fact it may not be the case. Whether it's letting go of a feeling, of a need to be busy, or letting go of a person, a place, or experience, wherever it is, mindfulness is the key. I don't need statistics here to tell you that increases in instances of anxiety, depression, and various other forms of mental illnesses have been brought onto the forefront of our awareness in recent years. This and in the fact that mindfulness seems to work effectively against them is a huge reason why people are expressing more and more interest in the topic. So how does it help? Mindfulness calls our attention back into the now. While symptoms of anxiety include preoccupation with potential future events or past occurrences, it makes sense that mindfulness works. But mindfulness is not something that can simply be achieved once and then it will be available for good. Engaging with a regular mindfulness and meditation practice is the only way to build up the stamina and awareness to the onset of anxiety and other symptoms of poor mental health. The more we familiarize ourselves with our personal now, our personal states of being present, and become more comfortable with it, the more accessible it becomes. This means that our ability to rationalize the situation and draw ourselves back into balance is increased with practice. And so mindfulness simply becomes a tool we can access easily and use to our advantage. Decreasing your reactivity to external events and triggering is another benefit of regular mindfulness practice. Self-awareness and self-observation are vital skills in which people who regularly meditate have been proven to have higher levels. And these are tools which help us become less reactive and more mindful of ourselves. Cognitive flexibility also refers to the ability to more effectively switch between thought concepts and ideas, for example, multitasking. Improving the ability to multitask allows us to process more information more effectively and ultimately then begin to increase our productivity. While multitasking also has its drawbacks, the overall improved brain capacity required to do so successfully is where the benefits of regular meditation can be observed. Think of it as being better able to handle overreactive thoughts and irrational responses. A really easy way to incorporate mindfulness into your everyday life is to simply slow down. Really, slow things down. Slow down eating your meals and really take the time to taste the food. Slow down your walk to work or to school and take the time to notice your surroundings. Slow down your quick responses to interactions. Whatever you're doing and wherever you're going, challenge yourself to observe one new thing every day and you'll be amazed how much calmer you will feel. When you slow down, we automatically become more mindful and our attention gets more focused at the task at hand. This not only optimizes the levels of productivity, but also enjoyment. There are several methods which are effective in helping us to slow down and boost mindfulness, some of which include breath control, getting sufficient sleep, and minimizing distractions. Slowing down not only the way we move our bodies, but also our minds. This is vital if we want to understand and reap the benefits and importance of mindfulness. For many people, breath work is a vital tool which helps them to slow down and become more mindful. I'm going to talk to you through some really easy techniques you can practice whenever and wherever you find yourself getting anxious, stressed, and disconnected from your present moment. Let's begin with mindful breath technique number 1. It's called equal breathing. This technique uses equal inhales and exhales length to balance out breathing. And how does it work? Balance can do a body good, beginning with the breath. To start, inhale for a count of 4, then exhale for a count of 4, all through the nose, which has a natural resistance to the breath. Got the basic down? More advanced yogis can aim for 6 to 8 counts per breath with the same goal in mind, to calm the nervous system, increase focus, and reduce stress. When does this technique work best? Anytime, any place, but this is one technique that is especially effective before bed. If you have trouble sleeping, this technique can help you take your mind off racing thoughts or whatever might be distracting you from sleep. Let's talk about mindful breathing technique number 2, and it's called abdominal breathing technique. This technique is great for opening the airwaves and expanding the lungs as increased oxygen flows to the brain. It also has been proven to affect alertness. How is it done? With one hand on the chest and the other on the belly, take a deep breath in through the nose, ensuring the diaphragm, and not the chest, inflates with enough air to create a stretch in the lungs. The goal is 6 to 10 deep, slow breaths per minute for 10 minutes each day to experience immediate reductions in heart rate and blood pressure. When does it work best? Before an exam or any stressful event, but keep in mind, those who operate in a stress state all the time might be a little shocked how hard it is to control the breath when they finally turn their attention to it. I taught this technique to Carl, and this is what he had to say. I was so lucky to be linked up with Toni through friends because she is an amazing gem and her teachings are so helpful. Thank you, Toni. Now let's focus on mindful breathing technique number 3. It's called alternative nostril breathing. This one uses alternate nostril breathing to equalize the amount of oxygen received by both sides of the brain. So how is it done? This breath is said to bring calm and balance and unite the right and left side of the brain. Starting in a comfortable meditative pose, Hold the right thumb over the right nostril and inhale deeply through the left nostril. At the peak of inhalation, close off the left nostril with the ring finger, then exhale through the right nostril. Continue the pattern, inhaling through the right nostril, closing it off with the right thumb, and then exhaling through the left nostril. When does this technique work best? Crunch time, or whenever it's time to focus or energize. Just don't try this one before bed, since it's said that it clears the channel and makes people feel more awake. All mindfulness techniques are ultimately forms of meditation, and so the vague lines that exist between the two are often confused. While mindfulness simply encourages us to cultivate awareness of our present moment and surroundings, meditation can often be focused on a particular thing or intention, so it requires concentration. In this way, both meditation and mindfulness require a great deal of concentration. Regularly entering states of deep concentration and meditation ultimately improve our overall capacity to concentrate. This is why so many intellectuals and successful writers, researchers, or business people are avid meditators, and mindfulness practitioners. The neurobiology involved in the process of mindfulness had caught the eye of many scientists eager to learn more about the benefits. They found countless of instances of improved brain function and newly formed neural pathways as a result of meditation and mindfulness, scientifically proving that mindfulness can change the way our brain works. From cognitive to behavioral improvements to concentration and productivity levels increase, there can be no denying that this practice is a wonderful way to change the way you think. Mindfulness, yoga, and meditation are often associated with one another, as they all deal with similar intentions of bringing the body and mind back to a state of balance. While it's almost a standard procedure to include elements of meditation and mindfulness in yoga class, however, both mindfulness and meditation can be taught independently of yoga. Both practices concern themselves with cultivating awareness, yoga's awareness of the body and meditation's awareness of the mind. Thus, I'm sure you understand why combining the two practices can make for an extremely effective method of attaining self-awareness and clarity. Cultivating mindfulness during yoga practice is a great way to start basic mindfulness, as the movements of the body are always there to start drawing your awareness back to your body when your mind starts wandering. Mindfulness in everyday life then is similar by focusing your awareness on what's happening around us. Mindfulness is so important for kids and teenagers to learn as a skill, as it not only benefits concentrations and behavioral issues, but it also increases self-embodied awareness, compassion, and understanding. When combined with yoga, it has also been proven to decrease the symptoms of ADHD, and breath work is also known to be particularly effective in combating behavioral issues. It's no wonder it has become a huge and popular in schools, and some schools have been putting the practice of mindfulness in the kids' curriculum. It is easy to want our kids the best chance possible at concentration and productivity in school. But what about the parents? Well, the good news is corporate mindfulness and yoga has also seen a massive increase in the past year, with most busy office chains and corporate workplaces realizing the benefits and they are beginning to offer classes and workshops to their employees either free of charge or at a discounted rate. An hour of meditation and mindfulness and yoga at lunchtime is the perfect way to recharge your mind and body and encourage a continued level of productivity during busy working hours. When this is offered within office premises, it makes sense that employees will spend less time traveling to and from their desks to get their hit of inspiration and balance. It is also a great way to encourage workplace morale and to help employees develop connections with one another outside the working mindset. So the benefits are endless. The process of becoming more aware of ourselves can often call into question our weaknesses and difficulties, that we may be covering up, such as issues with self-confidence. It can be difficult to realize, but once mindfulness and self-awareness expose a lack of confidence, we can either retreat further back into our unconsciousness or choose to step forward and embrace it. This embracing ourselves manifests outwardly as an increase of self-confidence and is definitely one of the more outwardly noticeable effects of successful mindfulness practice. Imagine somebody that you know who has always been shy, introspective, and nervous, suddenly becoming comfortable with themselves and all that they are. This is the power and benefit of mindfulness and acceptance. This is where the immense power of the practice lies. And the funny thing is, this realization is ironically a realization that everything that the practitioner already has inside them is actually sufficient and always has been there. Flow state is defined as a unique state of mind which artists and writers of various disciplines have come to understand as a state of immense and prolonged focus. During flow state, productivity and creativity reach a peak state of balance and expression, and creatives have been known to describe it also as a state of detachment from the outside world, allowing them to focus on the task they had intently. Mindfulness and meditation are stepping stones to being able to enter a state of flow intentionally. By practicing directing of thought and awareness, we cultivate a sort of stamina for our mind to maintain the state longer, thus practicing a state of flow. Flow is a state of meditation, of mindfulness, that you're experiencing not while sitting quietly, but while fully, completely, and engaged in one activity. Thus, we can understand the state of flow to be an example of how mindfulness can be put to use in our everyday life. It helps us create, to believe in an idea, and to pursue it. If you're still a little bit unsure where to start with your personal mindfulness and meditation journey, I recommend simply trying out some basic guided meditations. There are wealth of resources online, and you'll be forming an amazing foundation to build your meditation practice by just taking 10 to 15 minutes at first to choose to engage with your thoughts. In the morning, before you start your day, or just before bed to help you drift off to sleep are definitely the best times to practice mindfulness and meditation, as they help our minds prepare for the task before us, either as engaging our day or to disconnecting from the conscious world and going into a deep sleep. Although it's advisable to disconnect completely from the internet to successfully engage with meditation, we can't deny that it's also an amazing resource of information and resources regarding the practice. From guided meditations on YouTube to articles and techniques on how to best maximize your mindfulness practices, my main advice is to search for what you think you might need. For example, whether it's mindfulness for anxiety, mindfulness for fatigue, or mindfulness for stress relief, and just try whatever you're drawn to. There are also a lot of apps emerging which aim to promote mindfulness and meditation. The most effective of which I recommend is Headspace. If you're still unsure, and let's face it, most of us are when we first begin meditating, if you take nothing else from this event, at least let it be the confidence to just give it a try. Start small, 5 to 10 minutes a day, and then gradually start to increase it. Make up your mind to stay put for that long, and notice the fluctuations from day to day in your breathing, your attention, and your energy. Don't beat yourself up if it doesn't quite work the first few times, as there's no such thing as a bad meditation. It helps us to delve deeper and cultivate awareness, even if it's for 1 second at a time. And the more busy, distracted, and uneasy you are, the more you need to meditate. As the old Zen saying goes, you should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day unless you're too busy. Then you should sit for an hour. I taught meditation to Chris in March, and this is what they have to say. We highly recommend Toni. She works selflessly to help people find what is truly needed to restore balance of the body, mind, and soul. With gratitude, Chris and Marge. Now, we got to the point of our presentation where I said I was going to give you a free gift just for showing up. And my free gift is, do you want a mindfulness counsel? I'm offering to the first 5 people to email me at contacttoni@drtonicamacho.com a free 30-minute consultation. I can't do everybody. I don't have time for everybody that joined the webinar, but I will do the first 5 people to email me. And the email address is on the screen. And don't feel shy. Just send me an email. You don't know who already sent out an email or not. So just email me. And again, the first 5 people get a 30-minute mindfulness consultations with me. If anyone has any questions, do you like me to answer, or if you feel like you need to clarify anything that I covered today, please feel free to post your questions in the comment below, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Alternatively, you can also do it in private and email me at Toni@drtonicamacho.com. And then remember, it's Toni with an I. Thank you for taking the time to experience in my class. I love sharing this topic with people who are eager to start experiencing mindfulness and meditation. And again, if you have further questions, please post them in the comments below or email me at Toni@drtonicamacho.com. Remember, I'm always here to support you. Just a friendly reminder, if you want a mindfulness consult, I'm giving a free consultation for the first 5 people to email me at this address. Please share the most valuable piece of information that you learned today with your family, and your friends. Also, if you like to if you like or need support in this journey, do not hesitate to ask for help. I hope that this experience exceeded your expectations and that you feel well equipped with the knowledge and resources to finally start your mindfulness and meditation practice.